All right, next up is going to be a presenting company that's Skip Stone. He's the founder and CEO of Stash Logics. Skip, you're up next.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it. And thank you, Lisa. It was an honor to be speaking after Cheech. I've watched all of his movies growing up in the 80s, so that is really fascinating. I did see when Cheech was on last episode, so that was what inspired me to apply to this. So anyway, thank you, rest of the investors and all attendees as well. I know Carrie and David, so special hi to them as well. And I will share my screen. Let's see, here we go. And okay, so as I said, I'm Skip Stone, founder and CEO of Stash Logics. We make the best stash bags in the world. They are thoughtful, secure, and discreet. Thoughtful because we include features no one else thought of. Secure because our patented bags have a lock to keep kids safe. And discreet because we seal in the odors with special zippers, gaskets, and liners. And they don't look like stoner products either. That's because we target the new cannabis consumer. That's the business people, the athletes, the baby boomers, soccer moms. That's where we see the real opportunity. Speaking of opportunity, we're raising $1 million, $5 million valuation. It's a Series A equity round. We have $690,000 already raised, so we'd love to close around with people here on this call. So let's dive into what investors are interested in. So I'm going to quickly run through the problem, the market, the competition, traction, financial model, exit, and the team. So first, the problem. Keeping kids safe from edibles, has always been a driving force for us. Edibles need to be locked up around kids, end of story. But historically, cannabis storage has focused on padding, but cannabis is much more than glass pipes. Cannabis is dirty and smelly and sticky, but it's also beautiful and powerful and fragile, and it's not for everybody. So Stash Logics was started to address all of these problems, whether it's a road trip to visit the in-laws or camping with family and friends, or just a night on the town. Stash Logics has you covered. And you're not alone. There's actually, what I find, about 220 million cannabis consumers worldwide, and a Maris poll that I saw recently said 50% of them are parents. So we have a niche in a massive market. How are we going to compete? Competition-wise, we have 3 competitors already, Riot Bags, Dime Bags, and Skunk Bags, but they all target the stoner demographic. There's nothing wrong with that, but we're skating to where the puck is going, not where it is. We're talking to the parents, the empowered women, professionals, athletes, and people who love the outdoors, people like us. We're a Boulder, Colorado company. People relate to our lifestyle brand. It's aspirational and it's authentic and it's working. We've now sold $3.3 million worth of weed bags, and we don't even include the weed. That's led us to a great financial model. We're now cash flow positive. We are running 64% gross margins, and we've done this all in just $590,000 of invested capital. We get ROI. With limited access to capital, we need to run a tight ship. So, and our brand is really starting to take off. In fact, in the 3 out of the last 4 months, we've had our best online sales months. And at the rate we're going, we believe exits are going to be coming sooner rather than later. We do have a big head start in connecting with the new cannabis consumer. So we expect we'll be in a great position for acquisition. We're going to be acquired by whoever values brand and they want to partner with the best. So the team that's going to deliver that exit is myself. I'm an engineer. I started Stash Logics to address my own needs. I had 2 young kids in the house when Colorado legalized cannabis. So I enrolled in the first class of Canopy Boulder with a prototype, and Canopy was great. I met a lot of great people, got a lot of connections to the industry, and there I met my lead mentor, Steve Norman. Steve is a serial entrepreneur. Most notable was he was the co-founder and COO of Einstein Bagels. So he knows how to run complicated businesses and he knows how to scale up. So after Canopy ended, Steve joined our team full time. He's in the trenches with us every day. And Blair has an MBA. She kind of keeps the trains running on time. And Isaac is our young gun marketing guru who knows how to connect to our audience and pull the right levers to build our brand online. So, and with that, I think we ticked off all the investor boxes. All our ducks are in a row. We're ready to scale. We're looking for another $310,000 to close our round. With that money, we're going to be putting a lot of it towards online marketing. That's a channel that we've been able to do extremely well with. We see that if we spend $1 in online marketing, we get about $4.50 back. That's something that we plan to scale up significantly with extra capital. And we're also going to increase our distributor presence, something that we did a bigger play with that a couple of years ago, but cash flow wise, we had to scale that back a little bit. So we like the online market space, but we do still have some of the best distributors in the country. All of this is really going to help us further our mission of helping break the cannabis stigma. We do that by offering products that are functional, responsible, and discreet, so cannabis consumers can go about living their life without judgment. And I urge you to go check out our website. We've got a lot of innovative products. We really are a leader in this space. And I guess with that, I'd love to take some questions.
Got a question. Thank you, Skip. That was an excellent presentation. A big fan of the brand. I've got one of the products myself, one of the stash bags myself, use it, and it's great. Can you talk a little bit about the odor protection and how that works, and maybe what differentiates StashLogix from some of the other competitors that you've mentioned?
Sure, I'd love to. We were really one of the first in the space to tackle odor absorption and odor blocking. So we do it in a lot of different ways. We first started with blocking odors, and we really do like that approach. We also use some odor absorbing fabric, activated carbon. We've recently switched to an activated carbon fiber fabric, which actually I'm an engineer and I came from the water treatment industry, and activated carbon has a lot of exceptional properties for doing lots of things with impurities and odor compounds, but particularly this new product called activated carbon fiber fabric has even much better properties than activated granular carbon. So we include that, and we include seals, we include metal lined bags. We do a lot of things that are trying to block and trap the odors. It's a very challenging aspect, but something that everybody needs. So there's a lot of opportunity there, but we've been innovating, and we continue to innovate.
Thank you for that, and congratulations on the traction and the revenue thus far.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can you, to piggyback a little bit off of Dave's question, by the way, I just went to your website, and really cool product lineup you've got. Can you speak to your patent portfolio? Is there any distinct IP that that holds value, particularly as you look towards an exit? I would assume that you know, not only do you have a great product, but it's defensible.
Right. So we do have IP. We have a design patent on a bag with an integrated lock. We do have some people that are copying us. We have some threatening letters sent to them. We may decide to go after them at some point, but cash flow wise, we have not, other than sending them notices. We have other patents that are in submission. It's something that we plan to do, but ultimately we are a brand company, and we're fully focused on a brand play. IP can help slow competitors down and other things, but at the end of the day, we're not an IP company. It's fully a brand, but we're innovating. Everything that we do is unique and new. We have not copied anybody, and we have a lot of great products in development. So that's a big
Yeah.
focus.
Okay, that being the case, if you don't mind, I'll ask a quick follow-up in terms of getting the brand out. What are you doing in terms of marketing and reaching your end consumer?
Right. So our most successful has been Facebook marketing. We spend $1 on Facebook, we get $4.50 back. It's been very scalable, and we think that we can ramp that up very quickly. Otherwise, that is what is fueling our wholesale. We're in probably the best, almost all of the best dispensaries in the country, from Curaleaf to Harvest to there's really almost all of them. Michigan, Ohio, Oklahoma, California. We're in a lot of that is driven by our online marketing. We know who cannabis consumers are. We get our brand out in front of them. That drives our wholesale. Distribution is low hanging, easy to deal with. We plan to ramp that up when cash flow, when we have more capital. So, but online is really where we want to be, and we think that's the best place for us to scale.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Skip. Really neat stuff.
Yeah, thanks. I do have a question for the investors. I'm curious, and one of the reasons we are raising more money, and we'd love to close this round. We will be closing this round in probably another month or maybe a couple weeks past that. But what I'm most curious about now that I have some investors here is what would you want to see from a company like ours as a Series B round? You know, our next raise. What kind of metrics would you? We constantly are trying to figure out, do we look at revenue? Do we look at margins? We're trying to play both sides of the fence here. We're doing really well. We've done it mostly bootstrapping it, but I'd love to know I know tech has been a different play, and it's usually all about just get numbers. And I'd be curious to know what numbers people care about the most in a play like this.
I'll answer that. So to us, it's for a brand, it's going to be revenue and the traction that you're seeing. So for a product like yours, one of the, I guess, challenges is because it's so well made. It's I don't want to say one and done, because there's other items where I might buy it as a gift for somebody because it's it works really well. We like to see traction and then return customers as well. When it comes to brands, for a Series B, I think we're going to be looking more towards that, how close you are in reality to an exit. And, maybe it's going to be to one of the bigger bag companies, I'm not sure, but maybe like a JanSport or someone like that, who's got a bigger audience, bigger distribution. I think that's potentially what you would need to bring on before getting to a Series B. We'd also look at who you have on the board at that point, those kinds of things. But it's a great question, and I love the fact that you're asking that of the investors. And I encourage all the presenters to ask us questions as well, because it's always a matter of fitting both ways when it comes to investment into a company. A lot of us on the Zoom call today do add a lot of value other than just allocating capital. And so it is very important that we are matched up with the right operators and vice versa. So I commend you for that, Skip. Okay,
thanks. Yeah, the reason I ask is we're running really strong margins. Our products are well made, but we've done a very good job of sourcing. So we just want to make sure that if it's revenue, there's reason for us to reduce our price and increase our revenue, which is easy to do. We do have, to your point about a one and done, we do have a lot of products made for all sorts of things. And I kind of talked a lot about bags, but really some of our products that are really taking off are some of our jars and humidor jars, we call them smart jars. And some of those are low price. So we do innovative things for all sorts of cannabis storage items. Our company could morph as the brand gets bigger. A lot of people ask us for different things, but we've kind of kept our focus in storage realm.